Let's be honest about front-end development. It almost always starts with the same painful ritual. You have a blank canvas, a half-baked idea, and you are about to lose hours of your life to div tags that refuse to line up. You tweak CSS for a hero section that never quite centers. You fight Flexbox for a responsive grid, and then you spend another evening nudging buttons by 2 pixels just to make it look decent. Turning a sketch into something clickable routinely stretches from a weekend hack into a week-long slog. But what if that bottleneck just vanished? Replit has just launched something called Design Mode, and it is attacking that problem directly. Instead of dropping you into a code editor to stare at a blinking cursor, it opens a dedicated visual workspace. The promise? Results in about 2 minutes. You describe the interface you want, and an AI system powered by Gemini 3 Pro assembles a working front end while you watch. Now, I know what you're thinking. We have seen AI wireframing toys before. They usually produce generic garbage. But this is different. Design Mode generates real HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for modern, production-adjacent layouts. We are talking full-bleed hero sections, animated grids, and interactive canvases. In a recent demo, a single prompt produced a sleek automation SaaS homepage that didn't look like a template. It looked like a shipped product. The core philosophy here is fascinating. Keep everything visual only until you are sure it is worth turning into an app. Design Mode explicitly scopes itself to the front end first. No backend, no authentication, no database migrations to babysit. That constraint keeps builds lightweight, so you can iterate on the look and feel without breaking a live stack. It collapses the design to prototype timeline from, "I will get you something next sprint," to, "Give me 5 minutes." So, how does it actually work? You click into a new REPL and hit the Design tab. You land in a single prompt box. You can type out something ambitious like a node-based automation platform similar to Zapier. You can ask for animations, polished UI elements, and specific interactive features. Hit Start Designing, and Gemini 3 Pro spins up under the hood. Roughly 120 seconds later, you have a fully laid out page with feature cards and a grid pattern background ready for production. The secret sauce here is the engine. Replit is quietly running Google's new Gemini 3 Pro, and that choice changes everything. This isn't a generic LLM bolted onto a code editor. It is a model tuned to reason about structure, hierarchy, and layout. Early AI tools gave us bloated markup and tailwind soup. Gemini 3 Pro generates lean, human-readable code that developers can actually maintain. The DOM tree doesn't explode into 20 nested divs for a single button. But the real power shows up when you start talking to the UI like a collaborator. It turns Design Mode from a one-shot generator into a pair programming partner. You don't need to crack open a router file. You just type a follow-up prompt. Build a dedicated demo page for the node builder. Replit regenerates the project, adds the new page, and wires it into the navigation bar. It handles the new route, the shared styles, and the nav updates automatically. Development starts to feel less like issuing tickets to yourself and more like a running design review. You can say, "Sync the color palette with the main landing page," or "Expose the node labels as editable fields." What used to be a half-day of nudging CSS and tracing router configs compresses into a 5-message chat. You are holding a conversation that gradually hardens into a multi-page linked interface. Now, here is the feature that might be the most disruptive. It's called Steal the Vibe. You can paste any URL, hit Extract Branding, and Replit scrapes the page for color palettes, typography, spacing, and styling. It then applies that system to your new layout in one shot. Brand teams can lock in consistency across microsites without exporting a single token from Figma. It is an instant playground for redesigns. Let's talk about quality. In a demo, a single fine dining restaurant prompt produced a homepage that looked like a Michelin guide listing. We're talking layered hero sections, subtle parallax effects, and typography that lands in that narrow band between luxury and try-hard. The images leaned into warm, low-key lighting with shallow depth of field. Nothing screamed AI template. It looked like work from a boutique design studio. But eventually, you need a real app, not just a pretty picture. Usually, this is where projects stall. Designers ship Figma files, and developers rewrite everything. Replit compresses this handoff into a single button. Convert to app. Hit it, and you are handing the canvas to an agent that scaffolds a full-stack project. It sets up authentication, databases, file storage, and APIs. This means your landing page can grow into an actual SaaS with signups and billing hooks instantly. Because this runs inside Replit's integrated environment, you don't have to juggle Vercel for front-end and Supabase for data. It all sits in one workspace. For solo builders, this changes the scope of what is possible. A 2-minute mock-up becomes the seed of a production app, not a disposable prototype. This is a paradigm shift. We are moving from a world where we write code to build UIs to a world where we curate UIs that write their own code. Replit Design Mode isn't just a tool. It's a glimpse into a future where the barrier between having an idea and shipping a product is almost non-existent. If you haven't tried it yet, you are working harder than you need to. What do you think? Is this the end of front-end drudgery, or just another tool in the box? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to stay ahead of the AI curve, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'll see you